In this video, I'm going to go over attacking the body and which punches to use, whether you're on the outside or closer to your opponent, and then give you some special combinations that I really love using in sparring. Now let's begin. The first thing you got to understand when attacking the body is which punches to use from the proper distance. So if I'm facing my opponent here and I'm on the outside, okay, where I'm farther away from my opponent, I'm not going to try to hit him with a hook to the body. I'm too far out. And if I do go to the hook in the body and I really step in hard to get close, I'm more open for counter punches. That's why when you use hooks to the body, you got to get closer to your opponent and work your way in either by the jab or head movement. But the two punches that you're going to use to attack the body from the outside is the number 8, which is the body jab, and then the number 6, which is the body cross. Remember, you're using your straight punches. Why? Because they got the longer reach and you can get to the target from farther away. I mean, look at the difference. He's in his stance. If I step here, drop down for a straight to the body at number 6, I look how far out I am, all right? For me to throw a hook, I would have to be closer to my opponent. And the closer you get to your opponent, there's a more of a bigger possibility that he's going to counterpunch you. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is the 8 to the body. So when I throw the 8 to the body, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to drive off that rear foot. Why? Because I want some pop behind the punch. Some speed, but I want some pop. All right? So when I'm in my stance, I'm going to drive off that rear foot, step in with the lead foot, get my head offline, and drive. I'm going to turn the thumb down and drive it to the solar plexus, okay? Right there would be the solar plex on my opponent, okay? So the first one is the 8, or the body jab. I'm going to step in, head offline, boom, get the hand right back to my face. The second one I want to drill is the cross to the body, or the 6, the number 6. Remember the Peekaboo punch number system. The 6 is to the spleen. I can do it with a straight to the body, or if I'm closer, I can throw the hook. The same thing with the 2 to the head. If I'm farther out, it can be a straight. When I'm closer to my opponent, I do the hook. Okay? So, I'm going to step in, get my head dropped down. I'm going to corkscrew down. It's very important that I get low. I'm going to corkscrew to where I'm almost at the same level as my punch. What I don't want to do is punch down with my head up, because I'm easy to hit at that point. Okay? So those are the two main punches you're going to use to attack your opponent's body on the outside. And of course, you're not just going to throw those punches. You're going to set them up with the jab. Okay? The number 1 punch in boxing, whether it's Peekaboo, Philly shell, whatever style or system of boxing you're using, is the jab. Utilizing the jab in the fight. Even Mike Tyson, in his younger days, big on using the jab. He used the jab all the time to set his punches up, to get closer to his opponent and whatnot. Okay, so the first one we're going to focus on setting these straights up to the body is called high-low. Okay, that means I'm going to go high and then go low. I want the opponent to either defend high, looking high, and then go low. So the first one we're going to do is going to be a 7-8. A jab to the head, then I'm going to get my head offline and drive that 8 to the body. Remember, I'm stabbing with these body punches. I'm going to stab them. So I'm here, I'm going to step in, 7-8, head offline. Okay? Again, I'm going to hit him with the 7-8, the high-low. So when we're sparring, moving around, I can go high-low. Whether you make contact with that jab or not, doesn't really matter, as long as it's believable that you're trying to hit him high. So again, I'm going to go high, low. That's number 1. The second one I'm going to do is I'm going to use the high-low to set up that rear hand, the 6. Same thing, I'm going to step in high and then drop low. Corkscrew low. Okay? Again, I'm going to step in high, low. What are some of the targets I can hit with this body cross? The spleen, which is on the left-hand side. The solar plex. Okay? If you can catch someone in the solar plex, you knock the air out of them. Okay? But ultimately, I'm not really overly concerned on hitting a specific target, as I'm looking to hit him clean. Okay? Or, when it comes to body shots, you don't always have to hit your opponent in the body. If his elbows are in tight, I'm driving the knuckles into his forearms. You can start beating people's arms up with body shots. Okay? What does that do? Eventually it starts, if you get hit with a hard body shot, even though you're blocking it, it starts driving through your elbows and you can feel it. Okay? So, just a quick review. High, low. I'm going to go 7, 8, or I'm going to go 7, 6 to the body. And then from there, depending on what he does, my follow-up combination or my follow-up attacks can be off of those body punches. Okay? For instance, let's say I go high, low, and he's maybe dropping his hands a little bit. And then my next attack in sparring might be high, low, high. Okay? Same thing with the body cross. I might go boom, boom. This thing's dropping that lead arm a little bit, or dropping his hands a little bit. Then I can go high, low, high with the left hook to the head. So those are two simple combinations using the pattern of high, low to attack your opponent's body from the outside. Now, this is a special treat. This is one of my favorite ways to hit my opponent in sparring with the body cross. It's called the dive bomber. All right, the dive bomber. So what this is as I step in, I fake the cross, the number 2 high, and then it retracts a little bit. It fakes high and then goes low to the number 6. Okay, it almost has almost 100% connect rate with it. I'm telling you, try it out in sparring. So when we're here, I might hit him with the jab, moving my head, working the jab, and then I fake high, low. Especially if they got like a high guard, is they defend the 2 high, and then they'll open for that 6. So that is 3 ways you can use the body jab and the body cross to attack your opponent's body. Now let's move on to inside body attacks. Moving on to inside body attacks, remember, we just covered long distance, outside punches, using your straight punches because they're longer to reach, easier to reach your opponent from the outside. But now we're going to go on the inside. So if I want to start hitting with the hard body hooks, okay, hooking to the body, I got to get closer to my opponent. In this video, I'm not going to cover how to get closer. I do have other videos on that, but we're just going to start from on the inside. So you got to understand that there's 3 different firing positions on the inside, especially in Peekaboo. 3 different firing positions. Okay, so when he's locked down, the first position on the inside, I'm just going to step up a little bit, is in the middle. Okay, remember we're close. We're in the middle, center, mano a mano. Okay, the second position is to his right side or my left side. Okay, and then the third position is on the other side. So when you get in on your opponent, you're going to end up in one of those 3 positions. Preferably, you want to get to the side. I want to get my head offline. Why? Because it's harder for him to hit me with uppercuts if my head's off to the side. Also, when I'm off to one side, I can kind of use some bully tactics. What I like to use my shoulder and my forearm to kind of, I can just disrupt my opponent. So if I'm on this side, see, I can use my body now and kind of bully him around a little bit, okay? So starting from, we'll start on the outside left position, my left. So when I get to in the middle, I'm going to get my head offline, okay? Get my head offline. What's open? The liver, the number 5. So I can work that number 5 to the body. I can throw a single or I can double it up, all right? So when I'm here, I'm going to shift or slip, throw the 5. Right outside that out, there's a little pocket here, especially if he bends over a little, hands up. If he bends over a little bit, like a lot of people do on the inside, between the lat and the elbow, there's a little pocket here. That's where the liver's at, and that's where I'm gonna throw the number 5. Okay, I can double it up, or I can take it body head, all right? So I'm gonna attack that body. So 2 ways you can get to that left-hand side. So if I'm on this side, I can slip. And a lot of times, let's take a step back when it comes to stance, okay? I'm at a 45 degree on the outside. See how my shoulders are at a 45 degree? Hands up. When I get closer to my opponent, my feet come together and I'm more neutral. All right? Why is that? Because then I can do both sides a lot easier. Okay? So when I get closer, I usually bring my feet up in a neutral stance here. Okay? How do I get to the other side? I can slip. I can shift or slip. All right? Remember the peekaboo, that pendulum type motion, side to side. I can go side to side. And then I'm open for the 5. All right? If I'm on this side, want to go to the other side, I just slip. Now I'm open for the 6 to the body. Okay? Or I can bob and weave. So if I'm here, I can bob and weave, fire the 5. And then I can start putting them in, going from one side to the other. Okay, let me give you an example. Instead, I come in, get in the middle, I get off the side, throw a couple body shots, weave, and go to the other side. All right, because remember, I'm moving my head. I'm keeping my head moving on the inside. All right, 2 things I'm doing on the inside. Moving my head, or I'm jamming my opponent. I'm jamming them. Okay? Works good because if I'm taller than you, and I get on the inside, is I put my body weight on you. I like to lay on people, kind of like how Lennox Lewis did to Mike Tyson, okay? So, if I'm on this side, I can slip, hit, slip, hit. See, I'm working those outside positions, or I can weave, pop, okay? That's working those outside, and I can double up the body shots, or go body, head, okay? Now, let's say you're in the middle. What kind of punches do I throw when I'm in the middle with my opponent? It's real simple. I start to shoe shine. Shoe shines when I throw those fast, hard body shots right in the middle, okay? So when I'm in here, I'll drop down and shoe shine. And usually I'll climb the ladder and go to the head, all right? So when I'm on the outside, I'll look for more single power shots. So if I'm on the outside, single power shots. Okay? Weaving, throwing those single power shots. But then I can double them up. Okay? And a lot of times I'll use the same side arm. Because what happens a lot is this arm will get jammed, but I'm still able to hit with that one arm. Okay? And it goes the same for both sides. But if I'm in the middle, if I find myself in the middle, I try to punch out. Okay? Then I can move my head. Usually start working those fast body shots. Okay? So, let me give you some good examples on how to set those body hooks up. Okay, we're going to start with the number 5, which is the hook to the liver. Okay, I call it the dream killer. The hook to the liver is the dream killer. Why? Because everybody has dreams of being champion and being good in boxing until they catch that liver shot. And I've been hit with them, I know. All right, the liver shot is probably the worst shot to get hit with in boxing, other than an uppercut right to the nose. Okay, so now we're kind of at the mid-range. We're not quite inside, all right, but one of the best ways I learned to set that liver shot up is I use it off the uppercut, the rear uppercut. And what this is it kind of like it opens the garage door, and then you pull the car in. So you're going to open the garage door, pull the car in. So he's here, especially if he has a high guard. I'm going to open the garage door, see how I rotate, and then boom, throw that left hook to the liver. So again, I'm here, maybe I'm jabbing his hands high, bop, bop. Then you can move your head and start attacking either side. Okay, that's the first way. Open the garage door, pull the car in. The other one, which made famous by Mickey Ward, how he set his probably the most devastating liver hook ever, is Mickey Ward. Look him up on YouTube. Okay, is if I'm close, I'm going to do a throwaway hook. Not a throwaway, I'm gonna throw a weaker, quick hook to the head. Because what I want is him to bring that hand up a little bit. So I'm gonna go here, pop, and then pop. Double shot, hook to the head, hook to the liver. So I'm inside here, I'm gonna go pop, pop. Okay, you can do it on both sides really, but it really works good at that liver shot. So that's the second way. The first way is I'm gonna raise the garage door, pull the car in. Next one's I'm gonna go to the head, then body. Okay, so after that, once you start working the body on the inside, then you start trying to bring the uppercuts up the middle. Okay, the uppercut's one of my favorite punch, but it's kind of hard to land on your opponent. You got to be really close or time it. So once you're here, pop, pop, then bring the uppercut up. Here, pop, boom, bringing the uppercut up the middle. So the body shots get the head, arms down, and then the uppercut comes right up the middle. Okay, so just a quick review. Open the garage door, pull the car in. The other one is the Mickey Ward. I'm gonna go tap, pop. Okay, I'm gonna tap, and pop. Same arm. Okay, but if I end up in the middle, I'm gonna freaking shoe shine the crap. I'm just gonna let my hands go. Fast combination. I'm gonna go pop, 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 pop. Okay? Okay, so what you're gonna do now is you want to use footwork to create a better angle on the inside. So if I'm on the inside here, all right, I'm gonna use the Peekaboo twist now. I'm gonna twist. All right, I'm gonna get my head off line. I'm gonna twist to the side and then throw that center line hook to the body. Let's try it again. So I'm in the middle. I'm gonna get my head off line, twist to the side, throw the hook to the solar plex. Same thing on the other side. All right. Usually I get my head off first before I twist. All right. I'm gonna twist, pop, throw that body shot. Okay. Now I can also use leg springs. When I'm on the inside, I can do that side step, spring to the side, boom, drop into that body shot. Same thing with the other side. I'm gonna spring to the side, throw that body shot. Okay. So that's inside fighting, setting up those inside body shots. That is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day.